Gunmen have reportedly invaded Kamale community in Michika local government area of Adamawa State, killing 4 persons and some sustaining injuries in the process. The member representing Michika Madagali in the House of Representatives, Honorable Adamu Jamal, who was in the village at the time of the attack, escaped death by the whiskers. The lawmaker reportedly escaped through the mountains, thereby sustaining injuries in the process. Data feeds are coming through in one place simultaneously on all our social media platforms, on channelstv.com and on youtube.com/channelsweb. You can follow us right now on m.channelstv.com and on Facebook as well. We've got all our platforms and social media covered. Be part of the show. Tweet at Gimba Umar CTV. Use the hashtag State of the Nation to air your thoughts on the subject. The General Manager, Crude Oil Marketing of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Mr. Mele Kyari, has attributed the lingering fuel scarcity to panic buying arising from a rumored increment of oil prices and petrol prices for that matter. Mr. Kyari explained that there was no gap in supply as the NNPC has played its part in ensuring that petroleum products were being supplied. Where then is the gap coming from? Who is creating it? What consequences will corporates face to discourage a recurrence? Will they work though? The Nigerian Senate has directed its Committee on Petroleum Resources Downstream to cut short its recess and immediately convene a meeting with stakeholders in the petroleum industry. That was much earlier. The Senate President Bukola Saraki gave the directive amidst the lingering fuel scarcity across the country, especially petrol. A statement from Saraki's media office said that the order was in a bid to end the crisis and the untold hardship it is unleashing on the innocent people of the country. What impact will the meeting have on resolving the concerns of persistent oil shortages, even over the past years? It's prime time here in Lagos, and this is State of the Nation. Welcome everyone in Nigeria and the rest of the world. I am Gimba Umar and this is State of the Nation. Be part of the show. Tweet at Gimba Umar CTV and use the hashtag State of the Nation to be part of the show. We're following up on the biggest stories yet. The NNPC GMD says that the worst of the petrol crisis is over. And there is, however, Pengasin waiting on the other hand, who says it will resume its strike if the government fails to meet its demands. Just before Christmas, it called off a strike before it even got off the ground, prompting speculations of whether or not the government intends to increase pump price of petrol. Now, this is indeed the true situation that we have at the moment. And the big question is, can petrol or PMS be sold at 145 naira per litre? The government insists that the price remains at 145 naira per litre. There are constraints, however, and that comes from access to foreign exchange FX, which has forced independent marketers from importing. That's according to them. Well, the exchange rate for the interbank is 305 to a dollar. Well, despite an increase in the price of crude in the international market, IPMAN, the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, says that they still cannot bring in the product because increase in crude prices has forced landing costs into subsidy. The big question again is, should the CBN have intervened by providing special FX rates for PMS imports to NNPC and indeed IPMAN? So then, what will it take for IPMAN and MOMAN to resume importation? Now, they say that the exchange rate must be less than or equal to 250 naira to the dollar. The Executive Secretary of MOMAN, Obafemi Olawore, corroborates that stand. So, is capping the pump price sustainable if the environment is deregulated? Let's get started. The Chairman, Senate Committee on Petroleum Downstream, Kabiru Marafa, joins me from our Abuja studio. Also, is a member of the APC. Kayode Okpaifaye also joins me from our Abuja studios. I want to thank you, gentlemen, for coming on the show at this time. Let's begin with you, Senator. You were expected to hold a stakeholders meeting. As a matter of fact, you were asked to come back to attend to this by the Speaker, by the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki. Tell us, what is your plans from this point on?
Thank you very much, Mr. Gimba Umar. The Senate is concerned, about the lingering petroleum product crisis hitting the country for a while now. You would recall, or the Nigerian people can recall, that when the problem started, the committee went on a spot assessment across the country, and we were assured by NNPC at that time, as the importer of last resort, that the products will be available to Nigerians in the next couple of days. Unfortunately, the crisis is still lingering, and the Senate was concerned. That informed the decision of the Senate President to recall back the committee to look at the issues holistically with a view to resolving the crisis, especially given the fact that there are allegations and counter-allegations between the marketers and NNPC. To that effect, we have drawn out a program starting from tomorrow. We have directed all the members of the downstream petroleum committee to carry out oversight in their respective constituencies and zones. Myself, too, I'm leaving for Gusau, the capital of my own constituency, to go and see situations for myself. This will last up to Monday, the 1st of January, and we are expected to reconvene in Abuja on Tuesday, where we would carry out another oversight inside and outside Abuja on Wednesday, the 3rd, and on 4th of January, we would carry out a live transmitted program where we have invited already the Honorable Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Dr. Ibe Kachuku, the GMD of NNPC, Dr. Mekanti Baru. We have also invited the DPR Director, Executive Secretary of DAPMA, Chairman of MoMA, and President of IPMAN. We want to bring everybody on a round table and present all ourselves to Nigerians for everybody to see his own bit of the story. Because, like I said, we were told by the NNPC, in fact, the GMD was quoted last week, Friday precisely, to have said that they have aged up the supply of petroleum PMS, that is premium motor spirit, to 80 million liters per day. Now, if you take 80 million liters per day and assume there is 1 million cars in Nigeria, and each one of them, or rather, you are given 50 liters of PMS per customer, you will be serving 1,600,000 vehicles per day. And I don't think we have up to 1,600,000 vehicles. And even if we do, if you take 50 liters of PMS, unless if you are going to travel, it will take you like 3-4 days. So if you take the cumulative effect of 50 liters per day, and for 1,600,000 vehicles, over time, these queues are supposed to disappear. But we are not unaware of some facts that are militating against maybe the efforts. But at the same time, that is why we want to call, on all the stakeholders to sit down and to tell us what precisely they have done or they have not done right, that in the first place brought about the problem.
Permit me to just to come in here. My apologies. Let me just come in here very quickly.